have our Vice President of Camping. We're going to get started here. Good evening, everyone. This is now our March 2025 Camp Directors Chat. We're getting right up to it with our early bird deadline here now at midnight tonight for our early bird rate. So we have obviously, I'm sure, a lot of questions regarding early bird and registration and issues with registration. And we understand that we have a lot of folks to get back to, and we're going to keep working through everyone's inquiries about that. So if there's any burning questions about anything that in that realm, we're happy to make sure that it's logged and that we are going to respond and get everyone's registrations shored up for this summer. So that's the burning ticket item right off the jump, but we have a lot of exciting program things to chat about this evening. Before we jump into our camp director conversations tonight in our breakout rooms, I would just like to remind everyone to make sure you put CC or GSR in your name. So when we do the breakout room, I can make sure I'm sending the right folks to the right place. So give you guys a couple minutes to put CC or GSR, create the breakout room. I'll go from there. So let's see here. All right. Phil, before we start jumping into breakout rooms, is there anything you want to address the whole body here of Cub and Scouts BSA leaders?
Yeah, I'd just like to welcome everybody to the March Directors Chat. A lot of you have probably already completed your registration, so we thank you. That's a big help, and the numbers are ticking up nicely. So hopefully we'll fill up our camps this summer, and everybody's going to have a great time. So hope we can answer your questions tonight. The camp directors are here ready to go, and a couple of other camp staff are here to back them up. So let's have a good chat tonight. That's all I got. Thanks, John.
Absolutely. All right. And all right, now we got Lori. Great. So should be everybody now. I'm going to start breaking out into our breakout rooms here, and we'll get started tonight. So let's see. All right, is anyone that wants to be in Camp Carpenter that has not stated so on their name? Or I see everybody here doesn't either have GSR on their name or doesn't have anything on their name identifying a camp. Anyone looking to go to Carpenter? Going once, going twice? Okay. All right. Andy, are you there?
Yep.
Perfect. Great. I'm going to hop over to the carpenter side, get them started with recording, and then I'll be back so you can get started with your program.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you everybody for being here. Sorry I was a little late. One of those times where you launch Zoom 3 or 4 times in a row before it finally takes. But there we go, we made it. Um, so let's see. So John already spoke to registration stuff. So we just wanted to make sure that everybody that thank you for registering. And if you did log an issue, they are being taken care of in the order that we received. So thank you for your patience, and we are working to get all that stuff taken care of. So moving on to stuff on my list. Let's see. We are still taking staff applications. Hopefully, we'll be starting interviews very shortly. Um, but there's always room for a good person. So if you have somebody who's exceptional, you think they would be a good addition to camp staff, then definitely encourage them to fill out the online application, and we will reach out to them. Um, on a similar note, one thing that is we're doing a little different this year, and I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks to the places I have visited and to those who would listen. Is we are launching a new CIT program this year. So the CIT program um, that I don't think had any participants or had very few last year. What we're moving towards in hopes that it will help grow a consistent and involved and connected staff is a summer long commitment as opposed to a 2 week commitment. And I'll give more detail in a second. And almost more importantly, it is not a paid commitment as it may have been in the past. It is a free volunteer commitment. So what this is we ask that they be available and at the second week of staff training. So week 0, if you're looking at the summer camp calendar and you know where week 1 is, week 0 is the second week of staff training. And that's where we would want our CITs to be involved in that training so that they can get the basics of what they need to be a camp staff member. So they really understand what it is to be on staff. And then following that, what they have is they intern at a different program area every week. So we understand that a 7 week commitment for a 14 or 15-year-old might be a heavy lift. And of course, we understand that. Especially they might want to camp with their troop as opposed to be on staff the week their troop is in camp. If that's the case, they can camp with their troop. If their troop or unit, or if they've already signed up to go to High Adventure Base or something along those lines, they can certainly spend that time going to High Adventure Base. If their family is doing a once in a lifetime awesome vacation to France or the Mediterranean or something, or I don't know, Australia, someplace that's nice when it's hot in New Hampshire, um, then they should do that. What we're asking for is many weeks as possible out of the 7 camper weeks, so that they can intern at as many program areas as possible. And they would spend the whole week at a program area, assisting the merit badge teachers, learning what it is to be, a member in that area, so that they can learn all of the ins and outs of a variety of different program areas. That's the idea. The hope is that we will get them to their favorite program area. And my hope is that we'll get them to spend a week at a program area that isn't at the top of their list so that they can hopefully learn about a program area that they haven't spent a lot of time in as a camper. Lots of times we all find out as grown-ups who are on our second, third, fourth, fifth job, we have found out that when we landed that one dream job, that it wasn't really that one dream job. And so what I've learned from seeing other CITs and from myself is that sometimes the program area you thought was going to be awesome might not be. And then the program area you thought was not going to be so awesome actually turns out to be awesome. So that's why we would just want them to get as many weeks as possible so that they can experience the full staff experience, what gets taught on day one, what gets handed out on day 5, all of that sort of thing for as many different program areas as possible. So if somebody does have all summer that they want to spend, great. If somebody can give us staff week and 3 or 4 weeks, then that's great too. So that's what we're looking for there. They of course would get staff, or maybe we'll have CIT specific shirts made up. But that's the idea, for them to be a part of the staff as much as possible. That obviously gives them a leg up when in 26, when hopefully they want to return to staff, because obviously we will know them and they will know the camp. And so it not only gives them a leg up in getting a staff position that they want, but it also gives us, the camp, and all of you, the customers, a better, more experienced staff member right at the get-go. So that's what I'm looking to really build, is over the next few years to build a great sustainable system where we can have a good progression of excited, energized, and knowledgeable staff. So please encourage the CIT program to anybody you have who is 14 or 15, who would fit that, who you think might fit. And there we go. Any questions about that so far? Let me turn on chat so I can see. So yes, I did say it is a free volunteer thing. So yes, it is free. It's not paid, but it is free. And we haven't really established a minimum number of weeks, but we do need them to go to staff week, and I would like to get 2 other weeks out of them if we can. As many as possible. Yes, 14 and 15-year-olds. And if Black Pug currently has a fee, then that needs to be fixed, and we'll fix that. But you should go to the, so if there's a fee there, we'll have to fix that. Let's see, any other questions on CIT or staff applications? All right. Next thing on my list is to ask, it's kind of to...
Sorry,
Yep.
this is John. There is no fee. I don't know if somebody looked at that a while ago, but I'm looking at it right now and there is no fee in Black Pug. So
Excellent.
if somebody can take a screenshot, if you're seeing it, Mike, can you take a screenshot and email it to me? And I will look into it further. But what I'm looking at, there is no fee. Oh, it's on the website. That's where he's at. We have to change the website.
Okay.
All right. So Black Pug is good, but website's not. All right. Thanks. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for that clarification. Thank you. And let me get back to my agenda. All right. So yeah, the next thing on my list is to kind of jump in front of Adam for a minute and talk about adult leader program. Mostly I'm taking a super fast survey because I know what I liked to do when I was a scoutmaster or assistant scoutmaster and was at summer camp. But that isn't the same for everybody. So we are looking to find out what you guys want to do in the mornings at camp. I think the last couple of years we offered IOLS. I'm hoping that we'll be able to offer that again, assuming that there's an ask for it. But are there other similar trainings or activities that you guys are looking for? One of my thoughts, and again, back in the day before all the lighting, all the trainings were online. I used to look forward to taking my safe swim defense and updating my climb on safely and those types of things uh, at a morning session over coffee at camp with the appropriate staff. Is that the type of stuff we're looking for? I know one thing that is new and is required, I think, for any leaders that go on camping trips is hazardous weather. So I don't know if it's possible to figure out how to do a hazardous weather training live in person at camp. I, of course, would have to talk to our training folk to figure out how to get all that registered. Yeah, John.
Unfortunately, we can do the training. The problem's going to be we no longer have the capability to give credit to the leaders for that. There used to be the ability for the registrar to be able to do it on the back end. That capability has been taken away from the registrar, and they basically have now, they being national, has forced everybody to do it online. So there is no back way to update for hazardous weather training.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping we'd be able to do something cool there. Um, all right, but thank you for that heads up, John. It does look like a couple people are throwing out that they would like to see IOLS. So we'll definitely look into that. Of course, Dan, we can always find ways to, if you want to volunteer some of your time to help out improve camp. There are always projects to be done. Let us know what kinds of skills you have, and I'm sure we can put those skills to good use around camp. All right, and so we have people talking about CPR, ATV, and horses. So we can we'll put those on the list and see which one of those we can do. I'm certain we can find people who can teach CPR, but we'll have to figure out any place I've ever received a card. There's always a fee to whoever the issuing organization is. So we'd need to figure out how to deal with that. So we'll put those things on the list and we'll see which ones that we can actually do. All right, so those are the big lists there. Let's see. Position specific training. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. Just scrolling up to see if there's any other comments that I missed. So we can take a look at person specific, but there are so many different specific trainings. I don't know that we'd be able to help everybody. And again, I don't know which of those are online only. So that will take I can also look into that. Let's see. I believe, and here's the question on the boy and girl troop leaders. I believe I don't remember whether I think it is 4. I know it's obviously at least 3 because you need, I'm not sure, honestly. I would have to look at the troop registration for a combined troop as to whether uh, one male adult and one female adult uh, can accompany. I think obviously whatever is required by national on an overnight trip. So if national requires 2 leaders uh, assigned to the girls and 2 leaders combined, is it 2 total, John? Yeah.
It is 2 total. If they're a combined unit and they're in the same campsite, the requirement from national is you have to have that female leader. And so as long as they have that female leader that's present and they have the male leader, then they do satisfy the 2 deep leadership requirement under national.
Yeah, and each of those leaders would be a free leader. So 1 male, 1 female for free.
Correct. Yep. Youth protection is a moving target right now. There are some changes that they're doing, so be patient.
Um, so yes, Mike, we'll look into getting some sort of list of opportunities out a way for you guys to let us know ahead of time, because that is an excellent idea. So I'll have to figure out how to, obviously we communicate with you guys a couple of weeks before camp. So by then we have a very solid idea of what still needs to happen. So if you're showing up at week 5, we're gonna know what broke week 1 or 2 by the time we're talking to you. So we'll be able to help coordinate your ability to help us, which would be great because I would love all the help we can get. I know in the past, and this is also to Dan from Troop 88. I know in the past we've had the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but obviously, if we're doing trainings or other things like that, we'll be able to, there's all those other opportunities we would have to get onto the schedule. So that the morning schedule for adults, other than the defined Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the rest is kind of a moving target at this moment. But I will always be available. You can always come and talk to me right after breakfast while I'm having my second cup of coffee. I promise that to everybody. Yes. So as always, I'm pretty sure. So this is to Mike Cleary. So we always encourage if a unit is having a bunch of boys, a bunch of youth going to the showers, that an adult go and hang out outside and keep your ears open for um, unfortunate behavior. Is always asked and encouraged. I don't know. If there's only one kid from your troop going, well, obviously there should be 2 or 3 um, in a buddy pair. Uh, uh, so at that point, reminding any youth, if you are not sending an adult to the shower house with your youth, remind those youth to heed the word of any scoutmasters that are down there, not just their own troop leaders. Is the idea there. So we can look into what at one of the camps I was at. We used to on Monday morning we would throw out a schedule and we would have troop leaders sign up for a time where they would send an adult to hang out by the shower to be a monitor. So if that is something people are interested in, we can certainly help facilitate that. And that is definitely a way that adult leaders, especially troops that have extra adult leaders, can help out at camp. Trainer's Edge and Fundamental. So I will write those. Let's see. And we would have to see what kind of time each morning. I know the guys, when I was a camper the last 2 summers, the folk that took IOLS, it was, I want to say 3 or 4 days for the one course. So I think it kind of all depends on how we can break that up. So Adam is saying typically 4 days, which is what I recall from the past as well. And that way the commitment on each day isn't too heavy. It's not like they're sitting around all day in a class. Let's see, and I want to write down these other couple of notes. All right. Let's see. So David, yes, that is the difference is there are still boy troops and girl troops that are separate units. Each unit has 2 adults. If you are a combined unit, that is a different kind of registration for the unit. The combined unit gets a total of 2 adults. And they have to follow all the other combined unit rules and such. There are only so many of those, as far as I know at the moment. Let's see. Unless there's any other questions from me, I was kind of there for my discussion stuff, and was going to see if does Jane want to talk? Is Jane here? To talk Jane Richardson to talk about NYLT. Are you here?
I don't see her in the list.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of scanning as well. All right, I don't see her. So that moves us on to Adam.
Well,
Thank
it
you
looks
for
like
being here,
Mark,
Adam.
did you want to
Good to
say
see you.
something?
Yes, Jane is not here this evening, and I am pinch hitting for her.
Perfect.
Good evening to all those who do not know me. I am Mark Clark. I am one of the Scoutmasters for the NYLT course. We have started staff development. We have our first big one this coming weekend. Please sign up your scouts to attend NYLT 14 and above, first class Scoutmasters recommendation. It is a different week this year. We will be week 2, which means we will be there starting July the 6th. And if you have sent a scout before, you know the good that it will do for your unit and your scout. If not, please trust us and send your scout. You will be very pleased and very happy. And I will be here if anybody has any questions. I guess not. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yep. We're giving the pause. All right. So then we are on to Adam. Hi, Adam. Good to see you.
Hello. So a couple program things. I know there's been a couple questions from people about when merit badge and program registration is going to open. Looks like we are just about ready and should open within the next week or so. We'll just probably get a set date and send that out. Along with program registration opening, we have a prerequisite guide that will get released. I know that Black Pug, when you go to register for the badges, it will let you know what prerequisites there are for the merit badge when you go to register. But it's nice to have a look at a laid out document that shows everything already for you that maybe you can like have the scouts look through. So there will be a prerequisite guide. It has every single merit badge that we offer at GSR, including all the day-long bell programs with just recommendations and what if certain badges have a prerequisite requirement, it labels those out. And yeah, it's nothing much to it. just a guide, and it's to help your scouts kind of know what they need to have or bring to camp. Obviously, like big ones are emergency preparedness, first aid, like that stuff where you have to bring stuff to camp, like your the first aid kits that need to be looked at. Those are the big things, but there are a couple merit badges, especially with this year's merit badge changes. A lot of merit badges got new requirements and updated requirements. So it's good to just double check what the prerequisites are, because some of them have changed from the past few years. And that's really difference between kayaking and kayaking BSA. Kayaking is obviously the merit badge. Kayaking BSA is another one of those awards that you can get. They are extremely similar, and I would honestly have to look at them side by side myself to tell you what the difference is. But I believe if you do kayaking, like the full kayaking BSA, it covers everything in kayaking merit badge. I would just have to look at what the difference in requirements are. And I think on the agenda, John has something he was going to talk about, so I don't know where he's at, but I guess this is a good time for some questions if anyone has, just in general, program, whatnot, and we'll see if John comes back with his little spiel. Age restrictions, they're also labeled in the prerequisite guide, and also Black Pug will not let you register a scout for a program if they do not meet the age requirement. The scout turning 13 after camp starts needs to be 13 as a prereq. There's probably a way, if you email us once we open registration, that on the back end we can put the scout in without having the age restriction matter. Trading post. I don't know, Scott, do you know anything? Trading post. I know we've had a couple conversations via email. It's kind of your back end.
Yes, if there's any questions, but as far as I know, we're still going to be operating in a similar fashion for 2025.
Right, we're working on designs for, patches, shirts, that kind of stuff.
Yep. We got
So
the first
there's
patch
gonna be-
designed in pretty recently, and
slick.
it's looking good. So
Yeah. So there will be new slick looking swag, but there will also be regular refreshments and so forth. We'll see. I'll have to see if I can pull any weight to get my favorite soda at camp, but we'll see how that works out.
adding more stuff to Aquatic Craze besides the iceberg. So guess what? I don't know what week you came to GSR last year, but we did add something midway through the summer. Was a big inflatable slide to Aquatic Craze. So obviously, yeah, we've been looking at adding things, and we were able to add something last summer, and definitely have ideas for more stuff in the future. The troop activities. So that's another thing. That'll be a little bit later as we get closer to camp. The troop activities, we're gonna do a troop sign up, and it'll be contacted. We'll use a Google form, and I'll do the scheduling myself for that. It'll be, here's a list of what we offer. Pick, I think it's 10. Yeah, 10, 2 each day. Pick 10, and we fit in the schedule. It'll be like a Google form we'll send out to the registration contact. It could be troop or patrol based. Some smaller troops typically will stick together. If you have a bigger troop with multiple patrols, you can obviously split the patrols up and have them do their own activities. And a lot of troops do that.
That looks very good. Adam's much faster at reading those and answering than I am. All right. John was there a second ago. Ooh.
Which John you're looking for?
You,
John
Grace.
Gray. Oh,
Hi.
Hold on. I think you had something in the agenda, John, but let me just answer. Shooting sports. So shooting sports will be pretty much the same as last year. They'll have their different programs, so it's not troop based, but we'll have signups for those. With the cowboy action, the black powder, and all the different stuff that those guys have offered.
Mhm.
And I think I put April 1st on something for program registration open, but if we're ready, then we'll be ready and we'll open it and we'll make sure that there's an announcement that goes out when it gets opened.
Mhm. All right.
Yep. All you, John.
All right, great. So we've been working diligently on making sure that program doesn't get stale here at GSR. We understand that there's things that you expect out of or your experience as units, and we want to deliver on those consistently going forward, obviously. But something that we always want to look at is what can we bring that's new, or bring back things that we used to do that we know people enjoyed. We just lost the ability to do it for a little bit. And so there's a couple parts of that. Last month we talked about the intro to backpacking program, and we're really excited to keep pushing forward with the development of that, with some more announcements again when we have our day-long program, multi-day program signups ready to go. And with that, we have a couple new programs that we've been really working diligently on. And the first one that I'm actually ready to announce right now is we're looking to offer whitewater experience at GSR this summer. So we have a partner over in Franklin, New Hampshire, at the new Whitewater Park on the Winnipesaukee River that we're going to be working with. That will have raft guides and offer a really awesome, class 1, class 2 BSA compliant, whitewater experience 40 minutes away. So we are really excited to offer that program as an experience. Now, what's finally holding up, and Adam is sitting on pins and needles because he knows everyone's asking about the merit badge signups, is part of this is we're going to see about the feasibility of being able to offer whitewater merit badge. And so I meet with these folks again tomorrow. We're going to go through some of the requirement aspects of getting their folks as merit badge counselors and being able to offer whitewater merit badge as a brand new merit badge to GSR. So that's going to again be in Franklin, New Hampshire, 40 minutes west of camp. We will be busing or putting people in our shuttle vans and getting them over there in the morning. And you stay there from 10 a.m. to 4, and then you come back to camp. So it's really going to be kind of like a cool new, almost pilot program of doing some more hub and spoke activities, that get scouts off of the reservation, but really add value to the overall experience that GSR has to offer because it's right in our backyard. So that's the first program that we have pretty well defined. It's going to be a cap of 18, based on how many rafts they have, guides they have, and then obviously the size of our vans. So it's going to be a cap of 18 per session. Now, depending on interest, we are committed to doing it once a week. We're going to call it Whitewater Wednesdays. But if there's a flurry of interest, then yeah, we will see about expanding it to multiple days offered per week session at GSR this summer. So obviously, if we have bigger units and we might need to split a unit across 2 days, that is something we can figure out. And we also have the ability to work on that 18 number a little bit, but depends on how many guides and how many rafts they have available at that time. It really comes down to their staffing availability, but at minimum we can offer 18 a day. So that's something we can definitely put out right now, and we'll have more information after I meet with them tomorrow. So that'll be added to a sign up for merit badges as well, and we'll do some prereq amendments to Adam's guide once we get those final details situated. But we need to have everyone be a swimmer. We need to have obviously proper supervision, and our aquatics committee has been awesome in helping us make sure we cross every I and T and get everything over to national, and national's been great at helping with this as well. So it's been a process, but we're excited to finally say we have a whitewater program at Griswold. So before I open up to questions on this, the first thing, yes, there is going to be a program fee for this one. Now, what the final fee is going to be, it's not going to be anything, grossly bigger than what we already have for our program fees for horse and ATV. It's going to be right in that ballpark. It's really just going to cover the cost of the guides and their services. So we're looking at, no more than $100, but it's not going to be 15, $20. It's going to be in that sub 100 range of a program fee to add on. Again, I have a better idea, but I don't want to promise something before I finish this meeting with them tomorrow. So I'll open up to questions now. Anyone wanted to start firing off about whitewater?
So there's a couple in the chat.
Okay.
And so I think it's much like any of the other day-long types of things, where so that's why it uses up a day. It does make the Thursday, if your merit badges, you'd want to do another day-long thing on your Thursday.
Correct. So let's see. Age restrictions on the whitewater rafting. I believe that was, hold on, I had that written down. One moment.
I think because we're offering rafting with a guide in the boat, if that's where we land, if it's a guide in the raft with the scouts, there is not a restriction.
That's what I thought I'm just making sure before.
So there would not necessarily be an age restriction on sign up for the activity as of yet, because we don't have anything more specific as to what they're doing or what the options are when you get there.
So the options are going to be, we're going to start with the whitewater rafting. We're going to have a 1 to 2 week window pretty much ahead of time if we know if we're a go or no go, strictly based on flow rate of the river. If it was last year, it would have been pretty hard. But the year before, obviously, we had no issues with snow melt from the mountains, and then plus just regular rainfall coming down the river. So that was something we have well in advance notice on before finalizing that's what what we're a go or not for that. The big aspect that we'd have to pivot to right now is what we're looking at is they also offer surfing, river surfing. There's the way they've terraformed the park in that part of the river is there's a consistent eddy kind of thing that allows you to actually surf on the river, and that's even at its lowest flow. So surfing and boogie boarding are an option as well. They're scouting approved, already got that vetted, but also there's opportunities to kayak and paddleboard as well. So, in terms of alternative activities that aren't specifically whitewater rafting, we are exploring those and would love to hear if there's interest in those activities as well from this group specifically. But really, we wanted to start out with was the guided whitewater experience this year. So if there's alternative programming that people would be interested in trying, or say the flow isn't great enough for that, but you could still try surfing or boogie boarding, we can work that out. So just kind of want to put that to the group on those options. If we have, let's say, the 2 week leader meeting, we're no go for flow rate on the river. Let's see. So there is no age, by the way, restriction on surfing or boogie boarding, paddle boarding. So those just got to be a swimmer for those activities. And then, yep, Andy, like Andy said, the guide. So mentioning new program offerings, yeah. So there's going to be when we have every merit badge signups going to go live. We're going to have our program sign up going live. Those will be their own announcements, and those will be posted on social media and go out via email. Now that we have a lot of registrations in, we can make sure that those emails go pointedly to the unit coordinator as well. So that's part of our strategy, is that we have exactly the right people that we need to be sending this information to make sure that you're getting your folks, your kids signed up for these events and programs. Yep. So yeah. So this would be a whole day activity. So you'd hop in the shuttle at 9 a.m. Get there for around 10. The actual experience is about 3 hours, but in terms of the orientation, the education aspect, kind of getting everyone ready, and then actually to the portage, where up to the top of the course, they call it. It's 1.2 miles. You're going to do multiple laps through it in that 3 hour window. That 3 hours really starts when you actually go in the water. So getting everyone fitted, getting everyone trained on how to do it with their guide, it's all going to be part of that 10 to 4 experience, like I said earlier. So once you're done your 3 hours, you'll get shuttled back to the shop where they are located, and then GSR will be picking that group up and bringing them back to camp. Are there any other questions?
Right. I think we touched on it. I hope I was clear, but the idea is that yes, this would be you would run in tandem with the other day-long programs that are offered. So this way you wouldn't have to do logging camp and ATV. You could maybe do whitewater rafting and then logging camp, or whitewater rafting and then ATV, or whitewater rafting and then farm, or what, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions for us tonight? Questions, concerns?
Anything about any major hurdles that haven't been communicated via email or ticketing regarding registrations? Again, today being the deadline. Okay. And then just because we have a bunch of scout leaders right now, if you're your New Hampshire unit and you have members of your unit that have submitted for a campership through our campership program this year, you have until next Friday to finish filling that your end of that form out for on behalf of your unit members. So that deadline for individual submissions was Friday, 14th, and then to be able to get the full application filled out, after they fill out their part, it gets forwarded to the email address of their scout leader, either the Cub Master or the Scout Master. You have to fill out that by next Friday, so we can begin announcing disbursement of our campership dollars for this year. Mike, is that spouse a member of scouting, YPT trained? Adult partner, or adult participant, sorry. Yes. Yes. The answer is a definitive yes, with at the Cub Scout level, given the family program aspect. But if there's a special consideration or other conversation point, we could talk offline about that more specifically, and we can get through those details. But generally, at the Scouts BSA level, YBT states that adults are not going to be tenting with their kids on Scouts BSA level scouting events. But again, we can talk about that offline to clarify for you guys. Awesome. Great. Awesome. So if there's no other lingering questions right now, we'd be happy to hear anything else. But if not, we're approaching an hour right now. It's going to be 8 p.m. here, and if you have final deposits to go capture from your units, by all means, go capture those deposits, and we're happy to answer any more questions for those who want to stick around. Okay. Great. Then thank you so much for coming to the March Campus Directors Chat. I appreciate everyone's time this evening, your questions, and we will chat with you next month.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being here. And as always, reach out if you need to.
John, I typed a question into you at the beginning of the meeting. It was kind of specific to us. So I just sent it to you.
Thank you, David. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you there. This was right at the beginning. Okay. David, do you have another leader so do you only have 2 leaders that are going to be staying the whole week, but the second leader can't make it until Monday? Is that
Right.
my understanding that correctly?
Right.
Okay.
So the Scoutmaster was going to come with me on Sunday and stay
Mhm.
until Monday night. And we just didn't know if there was anything else we had to do because the other leader that's staying for the week can't come till Monday. She has another commitment on Sunday. So
Got it. And for your unit, do you need it to be a female leader? So is
no.
that the requirement you're missing? Okay.
No, I'm with the boy side of 323, and it just happens to be a female that's going with me, but she can't
Okay.
come till Monday. The Scoutmaster is going to come on Sunday with me, and he'd asked me if there was anything specific we had to do to make that work.
Just register a partial week leader. And then I guess because she wouldn't be coming until Monday, that would be the other part of that registration, right?
Okay.
So I believe I'm stating that correctly. So yeah, you have him sign up for the first night, and then he signs out and she signs on for the rest of the week. So you should be good.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Is that a part-time leader situation, John? Because if it is, then
Yes.
they should register as such.
That's what I was articulating. Yeah, they should register as a part-time leader. Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah.
I was in Blackwell looking at something. Sorry.
No, John, don't need to apologize. You're helping us out. All right. Awesome. All right. Sweet. So, any other lingering questions? I see we got a couple more people still in here. Oh, Mike. Yeah, thank you for. Yeah, I know you have a lot of leaders. So appreciate the offer to help out. I also owe you a conversation, Michael. We can talk more logistics about shuttle vans and everything, trucks and stuff as we get a little closer. But I think we have all the information we need right now to get that ball rolling for you. Awesome. Great.
Hey, Adam, the other earlier question you asked me, you should be all set. I looked at the settings and you should be in good shape.